welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Friday, September 29th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Really cool sound bites for you to hear today, but as always, we start with the Week 4 injury report. The following players did not participate in practice: Jawan Jennings and Deebo Samuel. Neither one participated. Kyle later would say on KMBR, both will be questionable for the game against the Cardinals. Brandon Ayuk, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, Dre Greenlaw, and Ambry Thomas were all limited in practice, although Greenlaw and Ayuk are trending in the right direction. We're going to get to the Cardinals game in a second because there's a cool Chris Forster soundbite I want you to hear. But before I do, I wanted to play two answers for you that I think tell you a lot about the relationship between Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. We'll start with Shanahan, who, as I said, was on KMBR, and he was asked if he has as much comfort with Brock Purdy as he does with every other 49ers quarterback he's ever had.
Yeah, I would, and he's earned that. He's just, each game you get more and more comfortable with him, but you kind of understand his thought process. He's a great guy to talk to when he does make a mistake. He knows why he did. There's not much random stuff, and it's really easy to get on the same page with him.
That's a very surprising thing from Kyle because Brock's only had 11 career starts in his life, and yet he's already as trusted with Kyle as any quarterback Shanahan has ever had with the 49ers. That is very telling. Think about that. And now listen to this Brock Purdy answer from later in the day when he was asked how much input he has on Kyle's game plan.
He's been in it so long, I feel like I'm still learning. He'll obviously tell us what he's thinking, and it's his game plan and stuff, and it works. He's very successful, and I love it. I love playing in the system. So for me, it's like, all right, I'm absorbing as much as I can, with every game, every rep. But he asked me, he's always open, like, hey, do you feel good about this or do you not? If not, we won't run it. And so he does a good job with asking the quarterbacks and myself with what we like and what we don't like. So I appreciate that. And but more than anything, man, he's really good at what he does. So obviously I love, listening and learning from him.
Maybe that's just me, but I think you just learned a lot about the relationship between those two guys. We have seen Kyle Shanahan call plays for years like he is scared of his quarterback. And maybe, just maybe, we are not going to see that anymore because there is a trust tree. And Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy are both in it. Now, before we go, I do want to talk about the Cardinals a little bit. That's the game this weekend, obviously. If you remember, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles last season, who, of course, were going to play and did play the Niners in the NFC Championship game. So, offensive line coach Chris Forster, how much do you look at the Eagles from last year when you're preparing to face Jonathan Gannon this week?
Cardinals defense, yes. The Cardinals defense is similar from a base standpoint, and then there's part of it. The hard thing was this week is how far down the rabbit hole do you go of looking at Eagles film and how much you look at Arizona film. Obviously, no same guys, same defense. Where are they in their progression? Do they put a lot more in this week? Do they leave it where it is? I mean, it's just you don't know, but you're ready for everything. The key thing is it's so often you've heard, I think probably Kyle talk before about it. We oftentimes get a lot of unscouted looks that you don't prepare for. So you're always building upon it. You're always telling guys, hey, look, just because we've prepped you for this week doesn't mean that, hey, you might not see this or that as the week goes through. So you have to go a little bit down that rabbit hole, and the rest of you just have to say, we've got to just be prepared. Everything they've done, we've seen at some point. Just how much will we have prepped for?
I've said it before. I love Chris Forster. He always gives you honest, really open, informative answers. And I'm going to bring those to you as much as possible. Look, every 49ers show and podcast can tell you what the head coach says and what the quarterback says. And we do it too. But we give you this other stuff that you are not going to find anywhere else. And I hope it's a reason for you to keep coming back. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday really did not sit well with me. 49ers players did a lot of trash talking about Daniel Jones after the Niners win on Thursday. Really, to me, it felt like kicking a man when he's down. Mike Silver has the quotes. If you want to read them and decide for yourself, as I stutter through that, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, trying something new on the YouTube channel today. I'm going to do a Madden simulation of the 49ers opponent this week. I'm not going to play the game. Computer's going to battle it out. I will let the Madden gods do their thing, and you can see how the game is going to go. Hopefully you like it. I'm just trying to vary up the content for you so you get, different things, different days. I don't want you to get bored with the stuff that I'm doing. So hopefully you go and check it out. It's on the Gold Standard Network YouTube channel, or at least it will be probably around 9 a.m. Pacific time. One thing you may have missed, you all know about the 49ers offense and how they have scored 30 points in 6 straight regular season games. But if they do it Sunday and score 30 for 7 straight regular season games, it'll be the first time that has happened in a decade. The last team to do it, Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos in 2013, when Peyton set the touchdown and yardage records. And we all remember the last game the Broncos played that year. Now, they didn't win, to be fair, but they got to the Super Bowl. So that's a pretty encouraging sign. Hopefully, the Niners can keep it going. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Enjoy your Friday, everybody. I will be live on YouTube with Michelle Majuk, gambling and fantasy preview. We do it every single Friday. I hope you join us. 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be live. We'll be taking your questions, your comments. Michelle always has her best bets. So I hope you join us for that one. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. And before I go, how could I forget? Please join us after the game. Immediately following Niners Cardinals, Instant Reaction Podcast. I'll be there. 11 Black will be there. We will be hopefully celebrating a victory. But again, that's right when the game ends. Jump on the YouTube page. If you hit the little bell now, you'll be notified immediately when we go live. So please do that if you are watching this on YouTube. Hope you join us for that. I cannot wait. Have a good Friday and a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk later today.